The movie opens with one of the last survivors, Finch, a robotic engineer shielded from the scorching heat and deadly UV rays by a specially designed suit. Like any other day, he's scavenging for supplies, accompanied by his loyal robot, Dewey. Inside a crumbling store, Finch's scanner blares. UV radiation is off the charts. Unfazed, he moves methodically, grabbing what he can, including a few cans of dog food. Dewey sweeps the shelves behind him, collecting whatever's left. Before leaving, Finch marks the location. Another place crossed off the list. Cut to a silent, sun-bleached town, abandoned and decaying. The ozone layer's collapse has turned the outside world into a death trap. No one goes out anymore. No one can. Suddenly, Finch's suit blinks red, an approaching storm. No time to waste. He jumps into his truck, floors the gas, and races the storm cloud barreling down behind him. Just in time, he reaches his underground lab, a bunker once owned by the tech company he used to work for, before everything fell apart. Later, a darker truth emerges. Finch is dying. Tuberculosis. At home, his only real family, Goodyear, his dog, waits for him. Finch embraces the pup, feeds him the scavenged food, and settles for a drink himself. Rations are running low. But Finch has a plan. With the help of his AI system, he begins programming something new, teaching it the basics: how to care for a dog, handle household chores, and maybe, just maybe, replace him when he's gone. Finch's love for Goodyear runs deep. So deep he's building a robot designed for one purpose: to protect his dog after he's gone. Between scavenging runs, Finch dives into his research. UV radiation, atmospheric decay, long-term exposure, and now his project takes a leap forward. He carefully removes Dewey's eyes and installs them into the new prototype. Then, the moment of truth, he powers it on and begins transmitting data. It's rocky at first. The robot doesn't respond. But then, a slight nod, recognition, understanding. For Finch, it's a breakthrough, one step closer to leaving Goodyear in safe hands. That night, he plays with his dog under the dim lights of their hideout, hope sparking in his eyes. Maybe Goodyear won't be alone after all. He then gives the robot its first command: introduce yourself. The robot replies with pre-programmed ethics. He must not harm humans. But most importantly, if anything happens to Finch, he must protect Goodyear at all costs. Suddenly, the power cuts out. Finch heads into the darkness and climbs to the surface. He repairs the wind turbine, reconnecting the line, and just like that, the lab lights flicker back to life. Inside, the robot has chosen a name for himself: Jeff. But there's no time to celebrate. A storm is forming, a massive one. Finch quickly hooks Jeff into the weather system. The forecast is grim. 4 separate storm fronts converging within 24 hours. They won't survive if they stay. And it's not just a passing storm. Jeff predicts it could rage for 40 days. Finch makes a call. They're leaving. Destination: San Francisco. With time running out, he assembles the rest of Jeff's body and increases the data transfer speed. He even teaches Jeff to walk. Clumsy at first, but soon the robot is on his feet. Finch is proud. But not everyone is convinced. Goodyear growls, clearly distrusting the new arrival. And worse, before the transfer is complete, Finch is forced to cut it off at just 72%. Jeff's mind is incomplete. He acts like a child, curious, naive, unpredictable. As Finch rushes to pack their essentials, he calls Dewey, then remembers. He took his eyes. Thinking fast, he rigs a camera to restore Dewey's vision, just in time. With the storm closing in behind them, the group of 4, Finch, Jeff, Goodyear, and Dewey, hit the road in an old RV, heading west toward San Francisco. From the very start, Jeff is like a curious child, mimicking Finch's every move, asking questions, trying to understand the world around him. For now, they've outrun the storm, but not for long. They pull into a desolate town. Finch suits up, shielding himself from the brutal UV rays, and steps outside with Jeff by his side. It's time for a lesson. Finch teaches him the basics of scavenging, what to look for, what to avoid, and warns him of the sun's dangers. In a rare moment of levity, they use the searing heat to pop popcorn in the open air. A silly trick, but a chilling reminder of just how lethal the sun has become. The fun doesn't last. Finch spots the storm in the distance, growing relentless. He scrambles everyone into the RV and floors it. But the storm gains ground, and soon they're caught in its path. Outside, Finch and Jeff work frantically to anchor the RV with heavy wires. When Finch collapses from exhaustion, Jeff steps in, his strength and determination carrying the rest. Just as the tornado hits, Finch seals the RV from inside. One by one, the wires snap, until only a single line holds. By some miracle, it's enough. The storm passes. Inside, everyone is safe. Finch thanks Jeff for his help, but the relief is short-lived. The RV's front tire is busted. They have a spare, but no jack. Jeff doesn't hesitate. With raw strength, he lifts the RV off the ground. "Change the tire," he says. The next morning, Jeff tries something new, talking to Goodyear. He's attempting to learn the dog language, but Finch gently explains, "Trust takes time." Later, a road sign reveals they're still 1,522 miles from San Francisco. Jeff, still learning, asks what trust really means. Finch answers, not with a definition, but a memory. Years ago, he fixed a critical software bug all on his own. But instead of taking credit, he shared it with the whole team. That earned their trust. But as they journey on, Finch's health worsens. At a roadside diner, he vomits blood. Reality sets in. He doesn't have much time. He brings Goodyear inside and plays with him like nothing's wrong, savoring every moment. Meanwhile, Jeff stays outside and starts fiddling with the RV. He puts on music, tries to drive, and accidentally releases the handbrake, crashing into a parked car. Finch rushes out to confront him. Jeff, as innocent as ever, reverses and crashes again. Pushed to his limit, Finch explodes. He shows Jeff the scars the sun has left on his skin, evidence of what's at stake. Then he makes it painfully clear. Jeff's one job is to protect Goodyear. Nothing else matters. After they leave, Finch decides it's time. Jeff needs to learn how to drive. For real this time. As expected, it starts rough. But soon, Jeff finds his rhythm. Finch smiles from the passenger seat. Goodyear, however, still isn't convinced. Night falls, and the group camps roadside under a sky ablaze with northern lights. Beautiful but unnatural. With the ozone layer gone, Earth's atmosphere has been torn open, exposing the raw beauty and danger of space. Jeff suggests driving at night. No sunlight, no UV risk. But Finch shakes his head. The real danger comes after dark, he warns. That's when desperate people come out. Morning brings no relief. Finch wakes up trembling, coughing blood, his condition worsening. Jeff cares for him the best he can, even asking if he should call a doctor. But there's no one left to answer. They push forward. Eventually, they reach a crumbling cityscape. While Finch sleeps, Jeff and Dewey quietly slip out to scavenge. Their target, an old hospital. It looks picked clean, but Jeff doesn't know better. He heads inside, oblivious to the signs of danger. Back in the RV, Finch wakes up to an empty vehicle. Alarmed, he suits up despite his failing health and limps into the ruins to find them. Someone watches him from the shadows. Meanwhile, Jeff is thrilled. He's found supplies, food, medicine, even a stylish jacket. Dewey, following his programming, tracks down a stash of snacks. But he misses the trap. A sudden snap. The bear trap tears him apart. By the time Finch finds him, it's too late. Shattered, he whispers an apology and powers Dewey down for good. Then, a rumble. Finch finds Jeff, still unaware of what's happened. There's no time for grief. We have to go, now. They rush through the crumbling city, Finch barely able to stay upright. They make it back to the RV, start the engine, And that's when they see it, a car, following them. Finch grips the wheel, then hands it to Jeff. "No mistakes," he says. As the headlights vanish behind them, Finch notices they're still being followed. He tells Jeff to kill the lights. Jeff's vision adjusts instantly to the darkness. The chase is on. A storm brews ahead. Finch suddenly grabs the wheel and veers off-road, aiming for an underpass. Jeff warns him. The RV is too tall. But Finch doesn't listen. Crash. The RV slams into the concrete. The solar panels, their only power source, are shattered. Thinking fast, Jeff uses his strength to push the damaged RV into the tunnel. The mystery car pulls up, then idles, and finally turns around and disappears into the night. It's over, for now. Finch runs out to assess the damage. The panels are wrecked beyond repair. His frustration boils over. He blames himself. He knows this is his fault. Jeff offers comfort, vowing to get them to San Francisco, but Finch cuts him off, yelling, "Just stop talking." Back in the RV, Finch storms inside, drenched and exhausted. Jeff lingers in the rain, unsure, processing. Then quietly, he steps in and tells Finch something unexpected. "I think we're going to make it to the Golden Gate Bridge." That night, Finch opens up. He shares another piece of his past, a story of fear, of guilt. He tells Jeff how he found Goodyear, inside a bag, abandoned, afraid, alone, and how in that moment he swore he'd never let anything happen to him. But the real pain? He confesses how during the worst of the chaos he hid while others were slaughtered, a mother, a daughter, killed by desperate boys. And Finch did nothing. Morning arrives with a quiet sign, 480 miles to San Francisco. Jeff is at the wheel now. Finch, too weak to drive, rests. But then, something strange. A butterfly lands on the windshield. Jeff pulls over and gently wakes Finch. Finch steps out and raises his hand. No burn. For the first time in years, sunlight doesn't scorch his skin. The UV radiation has dropped. He looks around, flowers blooming, butterflies fluttering. And for the first time in a long time, he laughs. Later, they find a peaceful clearing and stop. Finch dresses up, carefully, respectfully, and they share a picnic in the open air, a rare moment of calm under a forgiving sun. He reflects on his life, filled with regrets. He wishes he had done more, been more. Hearing that, Jeff jumps up. "If we leave now," he says, "we'll be at the bridge in 18 hours. But Finch shakes his head. "I won't make it." Jeff is crushed. But he makes a vow. "I'll take care of Goodyear, I promise." Then Finch does something symbolic. He hands Jeff Goodyear's ball. "This is how trust begins," he says. Jeff throws it. Goodyear fetches. The beginning of something new. But the joy is short-lived. Finch collapses, coughing violently, his white suit stained in blood. Jeff asks, "Can I help you?" Finch smiles weakly. "You already have." They share a final handshake, a hug, and in that moment, Jeff feels. He helps Finch back into the RV, where Goodyear curls up beside his friend. Finch gently pats his loyal companion one last time, and then he's gone. They cremate Finch in the plains, his UV suit burning with him. A warrior's farewell. Time passes. Jeff continues Finch's routine, feeding Goodyear, keeping the RV in order. Slowly, the dog begins to warm up to him. He feels safe. Their bond grows. When they finally reach the Golden Gate Bridge, Jeff builds a small memorial for Finch. Around it, hundreds of messages hang. Notes from survivors, pointing toward new places, new hope. They aren't alone. In the final scene, Jeff pins his own drawing to the fence. A sketch of 3 companions, Finch, Goodyear, and himself. Then, man's best friend, and his creation. Walk into the unknown. Subscribe for more cinematic recaps like this. Smash the like button, hit the bell icon, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.